Hey, it's Joe. The next video in the series on automating your real estate investing business. He says, it seems like it's a lot easier to email the leads I get and send them a link to one of the seller clone sites in the Automarketer. That way, if they're interested, they're more likely to do what I ask, and it'll make my job talking on the phone a lot easier. Why do you recommend that I call instead? You're absolutely right. If they fill out that form, they're much more likely to convert. And we find that we can convert 80–90% of the people that fill out the forms from the websites after we do a text or voice blast to them. But a lot of this skill comes through practice. You know, you can learn music theory all day long, but it doesn't mean, and you may be fantastic with music theory, but when you sit down at the piano, if you've never touched a keyboard before, you're not going to be able to play. So you need to practice that. You need to have, real world practical experience talking to these people and listening to them. And I know in all my videos, I keep talking about listening. And it's more important than talking. If you can listen to them and you can hear what their problem is, and then you can use one of the techniques that we have to solve those problems, then you're going to be gold to them. You're going to be something that they immediately are attracted to and want to work with. You just need to get better on the phone, and having the leads that are coming in through the direct text blast, through the direct voice blast, through the emails in the Automarketer. If you call all those people that say anything close to yes or maybe that didn't go to the website, you're going to get much better at it much faster. Plus, you're still going to convert a bunch of those people too. And what I find is that the people that are good on the phone can convert between 1 and 3 and 1 in 5 of the people that call back and say, yes, I would consider that. And when you talk to those people, the conversion rates are very high. It's not 90% like it would be on the people that fill out the form, but it's still pretty darn good. So if you're getting a lot of these leads coming in and you're making the calls, you're going to be successful with it. One thing to remember as you're going through this is that it's possible to just get lucky. Sometimes people will say, yes, I'll sign the memo, they sign it, they send it back to you, you put it on the market, it sells immediately, you make $5 grand, and you think, wow, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And then the next person you try to call, you don't get lucky, so then it takes you 2 or 3 months, before 4 months, whatever, before you learn how to do it again. And some of those people give up, even though they made $5 grand, they know it works, but they weren't good at talking, so they think, oh, it's the system that's the problem, not my skill. I was able to do it in 10 minutes before. I was able to do it at the buying event for the first time I'd ever. I learned about it at the buying event from Joe. He talked about it for an hour. Then we got on the phone and we did it, and I got a deal together. And that week I sold that property and I made $5 grand. And now it's taking me forever to get somebody else to say yes. And that's because you just don't have the skill yet. You've got to develop that skill. And one of the things about learning to talk on the phone, and I know I'm harping on this a lot, but one of the important things about learning to talk on the phone is that it'll help you in every part of your life. It'll help you in your relationships. It'll help you if you start any other type of business. And if you're in real estate investing, there's likelihood that you want to start a different kind of business at some point is probably pretty high. I have several businesses that do different things simply because that's kind of the nature of who we are as entrepreneurs. You probably wouldn't be listening to this video unless you had that nature, and we're going after the next shiny thing. The trick with being an entrepreneur is making sure that the first shiny thing you do makes money and supports you, and then you can start looking for other shiny things that work as well. This system that I'm teaching, this for rent method using the Automarketer, is the best system I've ever seen for getting up and running so that you can support yourself and get good income coming in, and before long double your income and work half the amount of time. And I know that sounds outrageous, but if you'll look at some of the case studies of my students, you'll realize that a lot of people are doing it. We've got 100 videos up there on the site of people that have gone through this process and done it, and they explain, kind of from square one, the mistakes they made and the things that they've done. So go look at it. It's zerodowninvesting.com/case-study.html. If you look at that and spell out zero, Z-E-R-O, downinvesting.com/case-study.html, and you'll find a whole list of these case studies. All right, I hope that helps.